Hello everyone, in today's video I want to save men and women a lot of time. Today I want to talk about attraction, how attraction is not a choice, and how to understand attraction between human beings. Hello everyone, as mentioned in the intro, today we're talking about attraction, sexual attraction, chemistry. But even more than that, just the attraction, even platonic attraction, why you want to be around certain people, how it works and how to just really de-stress your life, because it's a very simple, the universe made a very, very simple system of attraction. You don't even know why you're magnetically drawn to people. That's the universe working through. We make it so complex and difficult and end up somehow with the wrong people most of the time because we don't listen to our hearts. So we're going to talk about that and we're going to go into a bit more detail. But as always, I'm going to begin with a quote. And that quote is, "What you seek is seeking you." Rumi. What you seek is seeking you. Rumi, who was the scholar, the Islamic scholar, poet, has so many amazing verses, but he would talk constantly about the fact that it's coming. It's right there. Just allow it to come into your life. And that's what attraction and relationships are. Stressing about marrying a guy by the time you're 30 does not help you. And it definitely doesn't help you meet the right guy by your 30. Things come into your life. They're created. There's outside that little, the little world that you've got here, there's an incredible complex cosmos working for you. The sun is shining and it takes, the 12 minutes it takes for the sunlight to hit you to create vitamin D to increase your immunity. This is all going on without you stressing. It's coming to you. The sunlight's coming to you and Mr. or Mrs. Right is coming to you, I can guarantee you. So I know personally, I've saved myself a lot of time and money because I chased girls. I loved it. I used to love chasing girls, and it was just a lot of fun. And quite often, while I was chasing these girls, I was ignoring all these other relationships that were coming into my life because I was so busy chasing these individuals. Now, understand that the concept of chasing is the concept of someone not wanting to be with you. It's the difference between a cat and a dog. When a cat comes, I love cats. But every time I go to pat them, they run away, which makes me want to chase them, which makes them run away even more because I just want to pat them. But with dogs, they can't get enough pats. They're always coming to you. But for some reason, if there's a dog and a cat in the room, I'd rather pat the cat. Why? Because it's running. So it is a natural instinct from humans to chase because we all do feel lack and we feel unworthy. And the best way to continue feeling unworthy is to chase people who don't want to be with you because you'll be able to manifest that neediness, that feeling of unworthiness. And gee, the minute I stopped that, my life became amazing because I wasn't fulfilling that unworthiness. So I've got a quote on the subject I want to insert here. "The power of a glance has been so much abused in love stories that it has become to be disbelieved in. Few people dare not to say how two beings have fallen in love because they have looked at each other. Yet it is in the way that love begins, and it is the only way." Victor Hugo in Les Miserables. You know. Now, if you don't know, then you're in the wrong relationship. The universe was designed to make you know. So if you're sitting there going, "I don't know if I love this person," well, I'll answer for you. You don't love this person. You know. Now, we can tell ourselves self-lies as we do about just another cookie, just another soda, just another text message, just another date. We can tell ourselves these things, or they're a good person or a bad person. But the reality is you either know or you don't know. You hear me talk quite often about knowings versus believings. I know that we are all connected. I know that. You could never take that from me. I didn't learn it. It's just expressed in me. I think that Saturn has rings. I don't know that, but I've seen pictures and I've read books about Saturn having rings. So the difference between knowing and a belief is you could take that belief from me at any minute. Someone could say, "Oh, we had it wrong, those aren't rings, they're clouds." Okay, no worries. But if someone said to me, "Oh, we've checked and we're not all connected and we're not all in this together," I'd say, "Nice," but I still fundamentally know that. So how does the universe work to create this attraction signal, which is not a choice? It does. The universe knows your mind is a little bit jumbled. You've got to keep up with the Kardashians. You've got to pay your rent. You've got to do all those sort of things. So it makes it so easy for you. So how does it do this? Well, number one, pheromones. So many studies have been done where women can smell white t-shirts that have been worn by men they're attracted to and rate them higher than men they're unattracted to without even meeting the man. So an example of this was they'd get men to wear white t-shirts, play a sport in them, get sweaty. They'd get women to rank faces of men that they were attracted to. Then they would smell white t-shirts and then rank what was the most attractive smell signature, and it matched who they found attractive. Smells will lead you to the person that you should be with, and it's beautiful to know. Now, when I say smells, I don't mean like bad body odor. It's you unconsciously won't even be aware of the pheromones. Many of these pheromones are not picked up consciously; they go to your subconscious. Allow these things to happen. Know that there's all these miraculous processes going on to help you find the right person for the right time. Number 2, understand your lower brain functions and drive. The need to mate and the need to pair bond for at least a short period of time is innately wired into your head. And we need to understand that, because sex is everywhere. We're always judging people based on sex. Whether you like it or not, you meet an attractive man or attractive woman, your thoughts will instantly go towards that area. Know that you do have a strong drive for that, and know you also have a drive to do it for any means necessary. And what I mean by that is so many people can't deal with their urges. So many people, haven't had sex for a month or a week or a year or whatever it is, and they just go out and they get into a bad relationship. Understand that, yes, it's going to be drives. And just like the drive to eat the chocolate cake, you need to ask yourself, is it the best thing to eat the chocolate cake right now? Will that lead to consequences? Short-term emotions leading to long-term consequences is something we need to be very aware of. Number 3, understand that you'll backwards rationalize. This is the mind trick. You'll backwards rationalize every relationship and everything you do. That's why when all the advice I was given as a kid I ignored, later on I then backwards rationalized, oh, that was good advice, but I didn't use it, so what was the point? And what I mean by this is that, you end up in a relationship with a guy for 2 years, you'll tell yourself all the reasons why you're in that relationship, but if you don't feel it, it's not there. It's not correct. Your brain will rationalize. You buy a $5,000 handbag. Your brain will tell you a few days later, it's 20% off. It's going to last me 30 years. Your brain tells you lies to make it look like it's always right. Understand, if you don't feel it, knowing it doesn't help. Number 4, logic and reason work to a point. Men. The amount of time we spend convincing women to like us, but I've done so much for you. I've got a great job. I'll buy the world for you. I'll do anything for you. Yeah, some of that's true and some of it should be appreciated, and sometimes you do have to mention who you are and what you're about to certain people because they might not be able to see it because of the place they're in. But understand that ultimately you'll never be able to change the way someone feels, only they can change the way they feel. If you are there explaining yourself through logic and reason why you're a good choice, bum, it's not right. You'll be constantly working and on the back foot in that relationship forever. Projection and attraction levels. The amount of love or attraction you have for someone else does not affect how much love or attraction they have for you. In many cases, it turns people off. We talk about needy people that are texting 5 times a day, but we don't see that. So when you're in love with someone, you assume that love is somehow it's a two-way thing, right? Because your brain tricks you into thinking, well, if I love them this much, they could be thinking about me right now. It's not true. You constantly project, and men do this all the time, they project their attraction levels on women, and they're sort of dumbfounded when the woman doesn't want to go on a date with them, but they go, I like you so much. Understand that that's coming from your perspective. A relationship is beautiful. It requires 2 attraction levels, and no matter how much you like someone, that's not going to help them like you. And when they break up with you, it means they don't like you anymore. No matter what they tell you, no matter how much you like them, it's not going to miraculously fix the relationship. Second to last, presence is the most romantic gift. I've done it in the past. I've bought expensive gifts. I see people buy expensive gifts. You only have one gift to give, and it's your presence. Being there and being authentic, coming from your heart, your spirit, spontaneous soul love, presence is all you ever need to give your partner. If they need more than that, then you're in the wrong person, because a true compatibility test is when you look into each other's eyes and hug for 20 seconds and you feel that bliss that comes out of it. That's a relationship. Hugging for 20 seconds, not feeling much, but then getting excited because you're going to New York is not a relationship. That's a transactional friendship. And finally, stop kissing frogs and trust the wave. Like I said, there's a lot of mechanisms happening in the background to help you find the right partner at the right time. And you know what? If you're single right now, maybe you should be single. Maybe the universe is telling you something. Just stop kissing frogs. Stop going out and getting drunk every Friday and Saturday hoping to bump into the one. It will happen when it happens, exactly when it happens. And if you're ready for it, you'll manifest into something beautiful. If you're stressed, needy, creating boxes for people, even when it does happen, you might just miss it. Something to think about. Let's date properly. Let's connect properly. Men, women, whatever. Let's make sure that when we spend our time in interactions, which is what life is all about, we do it with the respect we deserve for ourselves and other people. Something to think about. I can't wait to see you till tomorrow. But until then, goodbye.